I normally say that marketing function is 5 C's. The first C is consumer, customer, and channel. So this is the place which is a conduit to business or the consumption or the shopper, what we do. And because we are an impulse, we are fast moving consumer good, we need to influence the consumer shopper across the part to purchase. So whether it's whether the person is at home, whether the person is out of home, whether the person is shopping at the point of sale with the right point of sale material. So this is where I believe the first C of marketing is there. And this is a very important C for a fast moving consumer good company. The second C is a very tricky one. It's called candor. Now, this is where vehemently as a marketeer, you need to defend and present your views in the entire boardrooms, or as it's called, the ivory tower in the corporate parlance. The third C, which is what is involved in marketing, is to basically collaborate. Marketing cannot do it alone. Marketing has to collaborate with multiple functions, whether sales, supply chain, media, research, agencies, across functions, and a lot of stakeholders. The fourth C is camaraderie. So whatever marketing does, it needs to be for the entire organization. It needs to create a positive work environment. It needs to work on the organization as a whole. And the fifth C is climate and environment. So it needs to understand the competitive forces, it needs to understand trends, it needs to build for long-term brand, and it needs to build for sustainability. It needs to be have a social impact, social responsibility, and a brand needs to be defined for purpose from the consumer. The first C what we start for it. So marketing is a very mature function. Marketing as a department where you work with, you collaborate with everybody, is a interdependent function. But what you do as a role is an independent function. So basically, I'll give you an example out here, and an analogy. So it's like a car. The car is the total business, brand and marketing is the growth engine of the car. Finance is the fuel of acceleration. Research is the safety mirrors. Wheels are the RTM and sales and supply chain, and media is the transmission. And the people are the drivers and the passengers of the car. So this is, I would say, it's a very interdependent function for us. Post COVID, we realized that the habits of consumers are changing. We all got together saying that how will we invest, what kind of growth we'll get, when we'll invest, what will be the route we'll take, how much stocks we'll plan, what will be the growth plan. This was a very interdependent role we took. But what will be the positioning? What will be the local carriers we'll take, whether it's dosa, chapatis, parathas, getting a Michelin star chef like Vikas Khanna to get endorsement and brand credentials. These were very independent variables we took. So my narrative is simple, is it's a consumer, for a consumer centric organization, it's you define one North Star. And once the North Star is defined, then independence flourishes. But we are all connected towards, and we are all interdependent in the entire organization, because each person's actions has a play to other person's KPI. We clearly think on 6 ways how we can build talent, or CMOs can build talent for the future. The first one is to be grounded and connected with the shopper, consumer, and trade. And for this, what we recommend that you are constantly doing consumer connects, you're constantly doing field checks. So reading data, converting data into actionable insights is something which is very important for a marketeer or a CMO to do in his team, so that the team develops for the future. The other thing, what a marketeer needs to do is to get focus. A CMO needs to move from a key decision maker to a key enabler. A brand manager, assistant brand manager, a person from sales is closer to the market, is closer to the consumer. And hence, he or I need to facilitate the ideas to come in, and build that confidence in the team, differentiate the idea from an opinion, get that idea being backed by data, and then dispassionately evaluate it and let the best idea win. Whether the best idea is not from your side, it's not from your team, whether it's from a different department, to ensure that that idea is critically evaluated and that merit of that idea is played and is executed for the consumer. So play on that particular part. Fourth part is that how does a marketeer gets clarity in complexity. Clearly, clarity in communication is something which we as marketeers try and dwell within our teams to ensure that they develop for the future. The fifth point what we take is pick your battles. You need to clearly create a culture of how you can prioritize what to choose, where to choose, and where do you devoid your energy in the particular frame of work. And this is how you try and create a culture of prioritization. Don't be thin, but select your playing field, go hammer and tongs on that particular field, and that's how you clearly build your idea and make it stronger and execute it flawlessly across the market. The sixth and the last, and which is very important for marketeers, is intuition. So we as a team give a lot of empowerment to our team, saying that, okay, whether it's a digital creative, whether it's an influencer content, why don't you go ahead and do it all by yourself, rather than make us keep us informed, but take a call on creative, take a call on pre-production meetings. So this is how we try and foster creating talent for the future within our teams out here. Marketing as a it's a future oriented organization. It is it also works for today, saying that to ensure business comes in today, but it is also a very long term futuristic organization. So it plays a big part in the company and the corporate strategy of the company. So that's one big strength of the company. The second strength of marketing is that it's the only role which which speaks to the consumer and hears back from the consumer. So it's a two-way dialogue which happens for marketing. Marketing is a function which has connections across the organization. The first weakness is that marketeers, I would say, need to understand strategy and execution. Um Marketing devices a strategy and has to be executed by different teams of the organization. The second weakness of the marketing team, I would say, is that it's a constantly evolving landscape. The consumer is evolving on an everyday basis. Uh, the marketing domain accordingly is evolving on an everyday basis, and hence learning becomes a key part of the marketing function. Marketing is becoming very technical. It's no longer left brain or the right brain. It's left brain and the right brain. You need to be creative, and at the same time, you need to be data centric. As an organization, you can't be the old spray and pray method does not no longer works, and hence you need to clearly build on this particular thing. You need to evolve as a function and you need to work on it. There is a lot of data right now. Data needs to be converted into information. Information needs to be converted into insights. Insights need to be prioritized. And you need to be able to hold on to that insight for a fairly long time. So you need to be very, your funnel of creating data into insights or actions has to be very sharp, has to be very fast, and has to be done at a very proper level, so that you do not you need to be consistent over a period of time. You should not be changing your stance every three, because it's a lot of energy, it's a lot of resources, it's a lot of time which gets invested in every action what you do from a marketing department point of view. The second point I would say is marketing needs to be agile. Uh, Marketing is all about addressing consumer needs and addressing changing of behavior. So if there's a problem existing, you need to be fast, you need to be quick, you need to be first to solve it, and you need to create that first movers. You need to have that first movers advantage, and that's one big opportunity to crack in India market. Coming to threats, I would say key two threats what we foresee as a marketing team. First is it's a VUCA world. We all understand that there's volatility, there's uncertainty, there's complexity, there's ambiguous nature of the environment which we are in, and this poses some challenges to marketing. And the biggest challenge is that when you work on PNLs and you have to manage the top line and bottom line. Marketing investments are the first thing which come to protect the bottom line. And and this is something which a lot of organizations do, but there's a lot of risk associated to it.